Kia ora from Aotearoa. It's Poppy here with the current 9th wave Sacred Mayan calendar energies. And these are the energies that come through the sun every day from Source. It's very interesting because some people have got a little upset when I mention this. But to the Maya, it's been as natural as anything to be in communication with Source. And being in communication with Source, isn't that the ultimate of the communications that we really benefit from? So I'm still going to keep saying that these energies do come from Source, as the Maya also acknowledge that they come from the cosmic axis. And that is the place of Source, which is kind of the same inside of us and outside of us, as I see it. So it's 12 monkey today, or hopefully when this reaches you, or this is the energy that I'm reporting on at least. So 12 is that maturing tone, where we start to really come into some maturity of the TRECENA that we're in, which is the sun TRECENA. And the sun TRECENA is about ultimate exposure of light and love. And of course things come through the sun. So if source energy is coming through the sun, then that is also a part of it. And the sun has been absolutely active in the solar cycle 25. We've had all kinds of X-flares, masses of them. We've had long durations. We're having proton showers. And of course light is energy, and then there's those photons which are coming to us, and they're changing our consciousness, and they're burning out everything that is unlike love. And this is how I am intuiting it. And it's really up to people to discern for themselves always, whenever a messenger is giving a message. It's up to ourselves, and that's what I do. When I hear messages, I always discern for myself, and very appreciative of a lot of the messages I do get. Sometimes I put things out onto Facebook which have some really good truth in it, but it doesn't mean that I agree with everything that is put out there. I use my discernment and allow that to work for me. So this energy of monkey, it's innocent, it's playful, it's curious, it's really instinctive, it's spontaneous, it cannot be predicted. And, so this is making it very different from the ways of control or the system, which are usually very predictable. And all of these ways can be gathered in methods, and they can be used and sort of installed into artificial intelligence, as I see it. So when we are a natural being here, just being our natural self, then we are going to find that we're probably going to be quite unpredictable and quite spontaneous in the way that we are, just like that innocent energy of monkey. And monkey is called magical. Now, to the Maya, they are a shamanic people, very connected with nature, and everything is about sort of like the cosmo vision. It's not about right and wrong and good and bad, but it's simply just being with the natural and organic energies that do come through the sun each day. And it always was. And what has actually happened, and I've done some research on that, and if you do look at the link that is posted underneath that, which was kind of my last testimony that I did with the Imagination podcast, I do talk a little bit about how the regime got put in place with the installment of the zodiacs, which came off the Mayan calendar. So they were like stolen. Some of it was stolen from the Vatican, and that was the Babylonian aspect of the zodiac. And these were given to the priests, and the priests would take them and create calendar systems around them. And now we have that Gregorian calendar, which is sort of created around that energy. And then they would use the zodiac to do things on particular days where the energy was more enhanced. So, I've been talking a lot about 7 death, that we're in this 9-day phase. And, we're seeing a lot of breakdown, a lot of death, and all of these things. Now, this isn't because of the Maya. This comes off where the zodiac distorted things into a duality type system of oppositions, and all sorts of gods or energies were invited into it that were sort of always in opposition. And this is where the consciousness has really taken humanity. And in saying this, I am definitely not putting down astrologers. I know some amazing astrologers who are actually reporting what is actually happening with those energies in a very positive way, in a way that is empowering to people. And I actually have enjoyed astrology myself, so I'm not putting it down. When I say these things, I'm just saying that these are facts, that this is how it happened and this is how it got installed. And when we are aware of how things came about, then we also are more empowered just to be in ourselves, and to return to what really works for us, which is natural and organic. Now, there are systems and control systems that do not want things to be natural and organic. They would rather it was controlled, and, humanity has been controlled for thousands of years, and we've been living in a kind of a physical simulation, which has been traumatic and painful. But then there's also been the rise of our evolution within us, where we have got just beyond that physical awareness, which you may experience in the lower chakras, and we've been able to sort of ascend up in our own being, to open up the other chakras that are in our system. The love chakra of the heart. Many people have arrived there, but also many people have not, and they will not perceive or comprehend what it is like to actually have that experience. And and then we go right up to the crown chakra, where I really feel that the source connection is there. And because of what happened to me, I was actually cut off for a long time from that connection. I had injuries and sicknesses and dis-ease that was in my head, my neck, my throat, that were actually stopping that clear flow. And at the worst of it, I did stop my reports, and I've had to work on myself, and all of us do. But monkey is an amazing, amazing energy. It is magical. And the magic is because we may have ascended in ourselves to find that joyfulness, that playfulness, that lovingness, sort of like in a world where there's still a lot of trauma, but the miracle is that we still have that, and we become very curious and magical in being able to work with time. So in my understanding and comprehension, we've been sort of caught in a false time construct, which has had a lot of power over us and has kept us sort of like within these calendar systems, which have been ritualized. The priests have used those days, and it has been used negatively. But what happens is that when we have ascended within ourselves, we become quite magical, and we can actually protect ourselves, and just be playful, like the monkey, playful and innocent. So this is like a pure magic. It's not like the black magic that has been sort of like connected up with the control systems. Anywhere there's control over or power over, I think we need to ask in ourselves, where is that coming from? Where is that energy coming from? Because the pure magical energy of monkey is actually incredibly liberating, and it can be liberating as we liberate ourselves. And just like monkey, and just even observing animals, like when animals are in pain, they just naturally with that pain, and they will lick their wound, they will work with that pain, and that pain will even inform them on how to recover and to heal their own life. But they don't get caught in the pain like we can as human beings. So, this is something that I'm quite aware of at the moment, is that even pain can work for us and inform us. And sometimes, like in pain, it can put us into a state where we may even feel a little bit of a shock and all of these things. And when we and that causes us to really breathe, like to breathe into that pain. And when we do, we are informed with what we need for our healing. And I find it beautiful and magical. And, so my choice is to only go with the organic and natural, to do with healing and all of that. And it does really fit in with the Mayan way, which I have been highly attracted to in this life. I do see that it has actually given me liberation, as I've really been able to connect back into what is natural and organic, and especially that communication with Source and receiving those energies from Source each day, which are a gift to all of us, to all beings here on earth. It's something that we can share. And so I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to the sun and its actions and what's happening there. Yeah. So I'm just sort of really loving this monkey energy. I mean, I feel it even before it comes, because I do tune into it and sort of feel into it. And then when we do get to an inner ascension within ourselves, we are freed up from that chronological time of the false time matrix to be sort of like within all space and time all at once, which is really in our now. And, we have the ability to affect our future with our beautiful, playful and joyful intentions. And at the moment, with everything that's going on, like the big storms and however they're caused, many of us are aware and we get ideas of how they are caused. But no matter how they are caused, we can influence that just with our playful magic, just with our beautiful intention, our love for the land, for earth, for beings that are here, all of the beings that are here, whether they're plant or rock or mineral or animal. So, that is what we can do and what we can be empowered to do. And there is actually beauty in realizing our magic. And our greatest magic does come from that sort of high vibrational state of love and joy and playfulness. So it's wonderful to be able to be with that, even no matter what is going on around us, in our world, at our world, even in the greatest pain, even in the greatest challenge, we can access that within inside ourselves, because it is a part of ourselves now. And so I really want to encourage people to come into their magic. Now, a friend of mine has really been talking about using a phrase that we could just use regarding where, maybe unnatural forces have been sending harm and destruction. And by just saying, I am dissipating, and really imagining and seeing that dissipation of the nefarious technology and it breaking down and diminishing harm that may be done on certain places. And, often what will happen is that when we do this, it's just a natural thing that will happen, is that energy will go elsewhere. Now, often it will go back to the place that it originated from. So those that are causing the harm will get their butts kicked because of that. And it's just, we are saying, I am dissipating in this purity, in this love, and in this way, that is just for the highest and the best for everyone and everything, because that's our intention. And when we put that intention out with love, with joy, and with playfulness, it actually has a greater power than what is put down in a lower vibrating energy that may have been meant for harm, because that sort of harm and abuse is a much lower vibration or frequency than all of that is sent for the highest and the best. So we can actually calm the earth. Now, I have to be honest and admit, like I've seen all these maps of the US Navy maps and other maps of what they had, like particularly for the United States, where a lot of it is submerged underwater. And a part of me has seen this, well, it's very much like sort of like the past Atlantis Lemurian times, where, through technology and all of these sorts of things, there was massive floods, or there were catastrophes that came out of it. And I think I know that I got partially programmed into, well, just to accept, well, this is going to happen and this is going to be. And this, I think we need to be a little bit careful of, because in some ways then we're just kind of surrendering in a defeating kind of way to what is, when actually we do have an inner power, just normal everyday people like myself, just saying from our hearts, I am dissipating, and just doing this with passion, with love, and that will make the change. So I'm encouraging that. We are in a night wave of 11 Earth, and this is a gateway to Earth's knowledge and will. I used to seek knowledge, and I no longer seek knowledge, because all knowledge is here, and it's not even having to seek it anymore, but just the right knowledge is given at the right time. And so Earth holds all knowledge, and especially through her waters, and we can connect when we have kind of ascended and we've risen within ourselves, which is just a natural part of evolution that many beings have decided that they wanted to do and pursue. And it's hard work, because we've done it out of clearing out all sorts of things. Like, honestly, I'm one of the first to admit that, yes, I was filled with entities and all sorts of things and all sorts of programs, which I've had to heal and dissolve and resolve. And just all beings are, because that is part of what has kept people kind of in that control system. So we can actually release all of these things and call back all aspects of ourselves, so that we actually become unified within ourselves. And as we become unified within ourselves, we will start to see that unification happening in our outer worlds as well. So I just really want to encourage people. And I'm really working on sort of really coming more from that positive aspect, and a lot of that has been due to me getting out from under the harm and the oppression that I was under too, and this is just a natural thing, that all of us are doing the best that we can with the resources that we have at any time. And I always am encouraging now, like, to discern from your own discerning what is correct and what is true for you, because that is a part of our innate abilities as a being here with a rising and ascending earth at this time. So just sending so much love to you, and the power that we have just to be the simple, magical beings that come from this place of love and joy, peace, and surrender without defeat. So I am dissipating. I am dissipating. I am dissipating, with all who choose to as well. So much love to you.